It's my daughter's name.
Could you not remember her name?
I just wanted her name close to my heart.
All right, can we get a necklace for that and put her name on that and a photo inside of it?
Charlie can consider giving you tracking if you give me a UA today that's negative. You want to do that?
The answer to that, Your Honor.
You want to do a UA today?
No.
All right, so do not come back after Fiesta.
And so I'm not trying to use that as an excuse or anything. I'm just saying it's been very tough. I lived in a shelter when I got arrested. When I got out, I had nowhere to go.
And I'm glad you look very clear. So why were they not able to reach you? Where were you? You mentioned it was your birthday. Where were you?
Young, what was the agreement on Samantha Richards?
She was going to plead true to number 41, Your Honor. And she has 109 days on this case, and she was going to be granted a judgment satisfied on a 1244.
All right, and how much time on the 1244 is being requested or that you all agreed to?
109 days, Your Honor.
All right, were you able to hear that, Mr.?
I can do it, Judge.
All right, thank you. Court is going to call 2016 CR 6211, State of Texas versus Samantha Richards. Could I have parties announced for the record for the state?
Ryan Groomer for the state of Texas.
For the
John
defense?
Young for the defense.
And are you Miss Richards?
Yes, ma'am.
We're proceeding by video due to the pandemic. Any objection from the state?
None from the state.
Any objection from the defense?
No, Your Honor.
Ms. Richards, I'm showing you what's entitled defendant's consent to appear by video conference. Did you review that with your attorney? Did you understand it and did you sign it?
Yes, ma'am. I understand it and I signed it.
Thank you. Court will find that defendant has knowingly and voluntarily consented to appear by video. Next, I'm going to show you what's entitled motion to enter adjudication of guilt and revoke community supervision. And First Amendment motion to enter adjudication of guilt and revoke community supervision. Did you review that document with your attorney? Did you understand it?
Yes.
Are you the same Samantha Richards who was placed on deferred adjudication in cause number 2016 CR 6211 for the offense of possession of controlled substance penalty group 1 less than 1 gram on July 31st, 2017 for a period of 3 years and extended for 2 years? Is that you?
Yes, ma'am.
State?
Yes, Judge. Violated condition number 41 on or about the 25th day of December 2021 in Bexar County, Texas. The defendant, Samantha Richards, then and there failed to comply with the rules and regulations of the felony drug court by violating the 11 p.m. curfew in violation of condition number 41.
How do you plead to that, true or not true?
True.
We'd waive the remaining conditions, Judge.
Any objections to the waivers?
No, Your Honor.
Did you understand by pleading true to violation of condition number 41, the court could find it true, grant the motion, find you guilty, and sentence you up to 2 years in the state jail facility and up to a $10,000 fine? Did you understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
Knowing that, do you still wish to plead true to violation of condition number 41?
Yes, Your Honor.
Court will find violation of condition number 41 true. Is there an agreement?
There is, Judge. We have an agreed recommendation that we'd ask the court to enter an adjudication of guilt and revoke Mrs. Richards' probation. We'd ask that her be sentenced under 1244 to 109 days in the Bexar County Jail, of which I believe she has credit for that time.
Defense, is that the agreement?
It is, Your Honor. We would ask the court to grant her the judgment satisfied on that.
Ms. Richards, are you asking the court to follow that agreement?
Yes, Your Honor.
Are you waiving your right to appeal?
Yes, Your Honor.
Court then will sentence you, and as previously stated, the court is finding violation of condition number 41 true. The court will grant the motion, find you guilty, not grant you community supervision, sentence you under 1244 to 109 days in the Bexar County Jail, give you credit for any time served, and the court will find the judgment to be satisfied. Show you what's entitled trial court certification of defendant's rights to appeal. Did you review that document with your attorney? Did you understand it? And did you electronically sign it?
Yes, Your Honor.
Because this is a plea bargain agreement, because I followed your plea bargain agreement, and because you waived your right to appeal, you do not have the court's permission to appeal. Do you understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
And because this is a felony conviction, you're not allowed to own or possess any weapons or ammunition. Do you understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
If you have a question over what a weapon or ammunition is, you'll need to speak to an attorney. Do you understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, Ms. Richards, good luck to you. Stop using drugs.
Yes, thank you.
If you continue doing
Thank
that,
you,
you know
Judge
what's
Wood.
going to end up happening? You're
Yes.
either going to end up overdosing because people who prepare drugs, they're not FDA compliant. Rats and roaches running around, and whatever falls in the drugs falls in the drugs. They're just concerned about a sale. Or either you're going to continue to pick up cases, you're going to wake up one day and find out that you spent the remainder of your life either high or in custody. You understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, and did that tattoo hurt? What is that a tattoo of?
It's my daughter's name.
Could you not remember her name?
I just wanted her name close to my heart.
All right, can we get a necklace for that and put her name on that and a photo inside of it? These are
Yes.
just recommendations from me. All right, good luck to you, Ms. Richards.
Thank you.
You're welcome, bye-bye.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Oh, no problem. Thank you. All right, so Ms. Richards, state, how long do you expect this trial to take?
Probably a good estimate, Your Honor.
All right, and Ms. Richards, are you rejecting the state's offer and requesting a jury trial?
Yes.
All right, Ms. Ferguson, I need a jury trial date for Samantha Richards. It's gonna be 4 days.
December 5th.
All right, we'll come back on December 5th, and I'll make that your plea deadline date and your jury trial date. Ms. Ferguson will give you a reset form and then you're excused. Thank you.
On school, if she needs to go pick them up.
All right, okay, and you're right there, Mr. Yon.
And
And she's right there.
prosecutor, if she has no objection. to a
Okay,
short-
all right, John, you're right there and she's in the middle. All right, who's the prosecutor on Samantha Richards?
I'm here, Your Honor.
All right, we're set for jury trial on this today.
We are.
Yes. So what's happening with the jury trial today?
Your Honor, we,
Because I mean, this was sent to impact. I'm showing here that this was set to impact on October 31st. And then it was reset for December 5th for jury trial and plea deadline date. And then on December 5th, it didn't go to jury trial. So now it's set today for jury trial.
All true statements, Your Honor.
I'm sorry, what?
All true statements.
Okay, so what's happening with this case? Because it's set for jury trial. Y'all need to discuss that.
We have, Your Honor.
Well, I mean, she's up for jury trial.
you know, I'm always reviewing the case, and it doesn't, I have, at this point, Donna, you have the victim, but
All right, so,
there are considerations in this case. That's all.
all right. So she's set for jury trial today, so something needs to happen today.
Very well, Your Honor. What I was going to ask is if we could have a short reset because my client has to pick up her son from school. They
I'm sorry.
called her and said that she needs to go pick her son up.
Yes. Okay, I can't hear anything. Everybody's mumbling.
I can have my sister go get it.
Let's-
I can say that I could have a family member go pick him up if necessary.
All right, so let's have a family member do that. All right, thank you.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Court is calling 2023 CR.
I've been told not to turn my back on.
How are you doing today?
Very well. Pardon my voice. I had some kind of spicy Italian food last night. And this is how I woke up.
Does Italian make spicy Italian food?
This was every penny with sliced mushrooms and peppers and onions and sausage.
I will take that back because I've had something by them that's called the Diablo or something. It was
That
very good.
sounds hot.
Yeah. But then I'm from Louisiana, so it really wasn't that hot.
Well, I'm from Rhode Island, and it was.
But was it good?
Oh, it was great.
Ah.
It was not worth,
You will have to let me know where you were so I can try it out.
the garlic, purple garlic.
Purple garlic. You know, another one of my friends told me about the purple garlic. I'm gonna have to look into that.
It is an exceptional Italian restaurant. But you do have to watch one thing.
You have to do what?
You have to watch one thing.
What?
When they serve you a Cabernet wine, they take it out of the refrigerator.
Well, see, I would have to be concerned about that if I drank, but
I
So-
know.
I'm good. So as long as they, but I do want the Sprite taken out of the,
And it's, the food is exceptional. My wife is especially taken with the eggplant parmesan. Because she says it's the first place she's gone to for that tastes like eggplant.
yeah. Well, okay, so
Trial.
do they have more than one location?
No, they had one previously and it closed. This one is San Pedro Avenue.
Ah,
Something about 17,000 or 18,000.
okay, I'm gonna have to look into that. All right, so we're here on Valentine's Day. We were here for jury trial, but of course, we're currently in a trial. So have you conferred with the state on the jury trial date?
Yes,
I think, probably that April 11th page.
All right.
I'm gonna let everybody.
Okay. Ms. Ferguson, on Samantha Richards, can we do April 11th for jury trial? All right, so you're gonna come back on April 11th. That's your jury trial date. Your plea deadline date has expired, so the court will not accept any plea bargain agreements in this case without good cause. Otherwise, you have to plead open to the court. Do you understand? All right, thanks for dressing appropriately for court.
Your Honor, my client has had the GPS monitor on for an awful long time. She has had no violations. It's on tracking only now, and we waive the fees, but it's still a very inhibiting factor. And I would ask the court to consider it. I talked to the prosecutor, she is opposed to it because her alleged victim is uncomfortable.
All right, so let's do this. Your jury trial date is going to be April, but counsel, if you file a motion for that, we can have a hearing on it.
I will do that.
All right, thank you. And you can just let us know when you want that motion set and just confer with the state. I know you already have and we'll set it.
Same time, apparently, they had some conversation while they were in jail. Other than that, there's been no contact with them.
All right, tell you what, this is what I'll do. I'll consider your motion, but I'll consider it after Fiesta. Fiesta is upcoming, so after Fiesta reapproaching, the court will strongly consider it.
I think the court is completely unreasonable. She made it a little fun, Your Honor. I understand the court.
Yes,
I will come back.
yes, and then we can see that after Fiesta.
Can I ask for the just GPS, just monitor where I go?
So
And
what, they can see you on the Riverwalk and
It can-
at Fiesta?
They can see where I'm at, but I can still be free, to like, if there's an emergency and I need to go to the store, and it's late after curfew or something, I would be able to do that
I
without.
tell you what, I will strongly consider giving you tracking if you give me a UA today that's negative. You
I
want to
don't
do
know
that?
the answer to that, Your Honor.
You want to do a UA today?
No.
All right, so do not come back after Fiesta, because obviously if I get a UA, that UA is not going to be clean. And you should be doing some sober meetings because you shouldn't be taking care of your children when you're using, we're off the record. What are you going to be positive for?
Meth and marijuana.
All right, and who's here with you? Who are you, sir?
My boyfriend.
Do you live with her and her children? Why are you here today? Why are you not at work? Do you have a job? You should probably be out somewhere looking for employment. That's how best you can support people. Because right now, because you don't have employment, guess what? Somebody else is supporting you. And how old are you? I'm sorry? You're 21 and somebody is supporting you, a grown adult, because you're coming here to support her. Have you been around her children? And if you were drug tested today, what are your tests gonna be? Tell the truth, shame the devil. What is your result gonna be? Yeah, so I got 2 adults using drugs around children. No. And you know what? Your curfew is gonna get tightened up because obviously something else is going on. What's our curfew? What's your curfew time?
6 a.m. to 7 p.m.
Well, that's gonna stop. And do you have employment, really?
No, I do not have employment.
Yeah,
I
so,
would like employment. I live in almost in the middle of nowhere, and my vehicle, whenever I got arrested, I had just bought from a girl that I met in rehab, and we lived at the shelter together, and I wasn't able to get the title to it. When I got out, I had my vehicle still, but it wasn't legal, and I don't have my vehicle anymore because using it, it's gotten impounded, and the girl that I bought it from, I can't get a hold of her.
Yeah.
And
all right, so here's the thing. How old are your 2 children?
Anna is 7 and Aiden is 4. And I also have a 9-year-old, she lives with her dad. I'm just here to be completely honest. You know, I do want help. I do want recovery. This isn't what I chose. When I got arrested, I had just had 1 year sober. I've been sober for a year on crimes that I did not commit. My life has been really hard. I was in there for 5 months. I spent the first week not knowing who, what, when, where, why I had these charges. And so I'm not trying to use that as an excuse or anything. I'm just saying it's been very tough. I lived in a shelter when I got arrested. When I got out, I had nowhere to go. I'm lucky to even be out. My bond was so high. And I had met these people right before I got arrested. I only met them once. They offered me a room, and they helped me get out of jail. It all turned out to be under guise for something else. And
Talking about, how old are you?
I'm 28 years old.
Why would you meet some random people
I was in jail.
and you then start living with them and you have children with you?
They weren't completely random. I just didn't know them all too well.
And are your children physically living with you?
Yes, ma'am.
And where are your children right now?
They're at school.
All right. So,
I would do anything and everything I would.
what you're gonna do is you're gonna have a seat right over in that box. Could somebody please pick up the phone, call next door to Child Protective Services so that we don't have somebody who's high on meth with marijuana taking care of children. Could somebody everybody? I don't remember the number. I haven't worked over there in so long. I think it's 335 627 something. But she needs treatment, and I can't have a 7-year-old and a 4-year-old living with you. You're using meth and marijuana. You have a boyfriend here who doesn't have a job, who's using meth and marijuana, which you shouldn't even have in your life. Excuse me, sir, did you drive her down? All right, you can give her change for via bus or something, but you all should not be together because you are enabling each other.
I don't live a bus limit.
I'm sorry, what?
I will get her home.
You don't have to do that, Mr.
I
Young.
will.
Thank you, Mr. Young. So what we're gonna do is I'm trying to get you help, trying to get your children help. So we're gonna get a CPS worker to hopefully get help for her and her children and get you drug treatment because you need all of that. And I can't do, there's only so much I can do with your cases because they're aggravated robberies. I can't refer you to felony drug court because you're not under my jurisdiction for that. But you need help and your children need help.
Yes, ma'am, thank you.
All right, because the last time you use may be the last time you use because you never know what you're getting.
You're right.
Okay. All right. So I'm gonna have you remain in the courtroom, Mr. Young, and we'll see if we can get her some help and get her children some help. Thank you, Mr. Young.
Are we released in your own?
Well, she needs to remain in the courtroom.
I know that.
Yes,
I'm
yes.
not going anywhere.
Yeah.
Are we going to trial? Or
No,
we
we're not gonna go.
released?
Well, I don't want to send you to trial today when she is positive for drugs. So, I mean, that's not an excuse for everybody, but obviously there are more things going on with the positive for drugs, trying to see what to do with her children who are in school. So she's not gonna be going to trial today.
Your Honor,
All right, thank you. But
she is not in custody, is that correct?
no, she's not in custody.
In the box.
Yes, in the box. We've already had someone speak to her about helping her with the minor children who are in her care. But what I need is for somebody from pretrial services until CPS is actively in her case with her safety plan. If someone can make sure that they go out to visit her home to make sure that the children are okay. And my understanding is that the children are going to be picked up from school today and everything is going to be explained to them about the family-based services. Is that correct? Yes. But if I could get somebody from pretrial services to go out to her home today. All right. So she's going to give me a number. And then is there anything else that's going to be happening with her? Okay. So what I'm going to do is, Norma, I want this case recalled for Monday because I want to make sure everything is on track. Oh, wait a minute. You know what? I know where Monday would not be a good day to call it back.
Oh, yeah, no.
Yeah. All right. What I'm going to do is we'll recall it back. Can we recall this back on the 24th? All right, we're going to come back on the 24th and I'm going to see where you are. People can only help you as much as you want to be helped. I overheard you saying that you've been in felony drug courts before, and I know that's a great program.
Yes, you put me in it.
Yeah.
I got to-
So you got to do better.
If it wasn't for these charges, I would have completed it successfully and you tell me where I would have been.
But see, here's the thing. Things happen in everybody's life. Everybody's life goes through ups and downs. I don't know anybody on the planet whose life is always up here and they never had any problems. Okay, other than John Young, your attorney. But people, you know, things hit you, waves hit you. But when waves hit you, the answer is not, let me go back to what I know, when what you know is not great for you. The answer is, yeah, all you had to do was pick up the phone, call your sponsor, and you should have one, and say, hey, this is what's happened to me. These charges are not, good charges. I didn't do this. I don't know what's going on. I feel like I'm going to use. Then your sponsor will tell you, no. What we do is, these are the steps we take. We don't start using. So don't blame your problems on someone else. The choices that you make, those are not to be blamed on somebody else.
You're right, and I'm not proud of them.
Yeah.
And I'm being honest, I do want to help.
Well, we're gonna see what's happening. Ms. Ferguson. All right, can you give her a reset form for April 24th? So we're gonna call you back on April 24th. And when you come in here on April 24th, I want you to be clean. Do you understand? And she's gonna remain on GPS, and on the GPS monitor, I am not doing that. You said it was 6 a.m. to 7 p.m.
I believe that's what she said.
We're not doing that anymore because that's not working for you. You understand? So I'm going to put her curfew, and your curfew is going to be 7 a.m.
I believe she puts the kids on the bus at 7 a.m. So I think she has to leave.
But I think they're going to do a family-based service plan.
That's right. That's right.
Yeah. So we're going to do your curfew from 7 a.m. to 4 p.m. And if there's some sort of violations of that, let me bring them back in. Sorry to bring you back, guys. So on Samantha Richards, I'm going to change her curfew to 7. I'm going to change her curfew to 7 a.m. to 4 p.m. Now, her attorney is telling me she has to put the children on the school bus. So I'm giving Child Protective Services a week to get the family-based services plan worked out. So if there is a violation of GPS for this week and next week, and if it's because she's dropping children off at school, don't file it. But after the 24th, if there's some more issues, then I'll ask for you to go ahead and file violations on her. Because Child Protective Services is trying to work through getting the children with a different relative, getting her in family-based services. So her curfew is going to be 7 a.m. to 4 p.m., Monday through Friday. That's it. And our school's off for Battle of the Flowers. All right, so she shouldn't be going anywhere on Battle of the Flowers Day because school is out on Battle of the Flowers here. So that Friday, she shouldn't be going anywhere. And then I'm going to reset her for April 24th. And at that time, I'll know what Child Protective Services is doing. And I'm still working on getting the phone number for you guys.
Yes, ma'am. So are we doing this up until Child Protective Services gets involved? We're doing
Yes.
home visits every day?
Yes, until the children have been taken, been placed with other relatives. And, you know, as I said before, you may not have to go out there. I'm just waiting for the person who's here to give me a number so that you all have a number. So you may be able to call to check to see if it's been done. But even with calling and checking, I want at least one visit to our home, even if Child Protective Services is taking things over, because we have a boyfriend who's using it as well. They say they don't live together and they probably shouldn't be living together. Thank you. Barbara, do you need anything else with Miss Richards? Okay.
Receive the reset.
See everybody. All right, the prosecutors on Samantha Richards. It's an aggravated robbery. All right. So, Ms. Richards, your plea deadline date has expired. You're requesting a jury trial?
Yes.
All right, so we don't have any jurors this week. Is that correct, Ms. Ferguson? So because of Fiesta, there are no jurors. I have no control over that.
I'm shocked.
All right, yeah. You're looking much better.
Yeah.
All right, so have you been doing classes, sober meetings?
I'm clean. I'm working with CPS, so yes.
Okay. All right, Ms. Ferguson, need a jury trial date. State how long you expect this trial to last?
Probably just a couple of days, Your Honor.
At least 3 years.
All right, Ms. Ferguson, it'll be for 3 days, family violence. June 12th?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, your jury trial date will be June 12th. Ms. Ferguson will give you a reset form.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Very old cases, and I'm asking you to reinstate her bond. She
Well,
tells
have
me
you
that
talked to the state about her old cases? Because if she was in rehab, by all means, let's get her quickly back to her rehab.
I've already talked to the prosecution on the case itself. They've made an offer. She has declined the offer.
All right. Can I see the file on Samantha Richards? And these cases are aggravated robbery. Are these family violence?
They are, she had the two co-defendants that have already pled, Juan Rotana and Jacqueline Wallace.
All right, where's Miss Richards? Come on down. I do remember Miss Richards. Not in a bad way. I remember her coming to court.
Many times.
Yes, and she came with the 21-year-old. And then CPS got involved. And she got on the straight and narrow and was going through drug rehab.
All true.
And so what is happening with the misdemeanor case that she was out
This
of?
judgment satisfied. It's over.
So, all right. So in this case, the bondsman wants to get back on the bond. State, are you going to have any objection to the court signing that?
No, Your Honor.
Okay. And is Apple Home still accepting her back?
She says she has a bed waiting there, Your Honor.
All right.
I have not personally confirmed that, but have no reason to doubt it.
All right. So they'll put that in the system that the bond is reinstated. Is that for both bonds? You may
Should
want,
be, Your Honor. Both cases are active.
you may want to talk to the bondsman or either check with the clerk, because I only have this one that's 3726B. I don't have the 3725A.
My bond is good on that one.
We're not doubting you. We just don't have paperwork.
Yeah.
That's all.
So did they ever get off your bond on that
No,
case?
they did not off bond me on the second charge. They
Oh.
only off bonded me on one.
Oh, okay. All right. So that's done.
Yeah.
Now, the next thing we need to do is talk about these cases. So we need to schedule these for a jury trial. So State, do you know which case you're going on first?
I believe they're the same incident, Your Honor, so either one.
All right. How long is this trial going to take?
It'll be relatively quick, Your Honor. There's just a few,
2 to 3.
yeah.
All right.
She is off incrementally.
All right. Well,
She
Yes.
asks if she can get off the GPS monitor.
Okay.
no, sure. All right. So we're going to bring you back on the 24th because I see this was previously scheduled for jury trial on June 12th. Caroline, can you put this for a jury trial on July 24th? It's Samantha Richards. All right. I have that.
would ask if it could be in later August. At this point, I have a murder case scheduled to start testimony on the 31st of July. And candidly, I'm getting ready for that right now.
All right, let's do this. Let's just see where you are on that date. And then if that murder case is actually,
Oh,
Going.
it's actually going.
well, I mean, you never know what may happen.
We've already picked a jury,
Which court is this?
226. No, I don't know why.
No, I mean, I have no questions, but it's, well, you never know. Somebody may come in and say, we have no witnesses. Let's just see where we are let's see where we are on the 24th.
24th it is.
And things may change with this case. All right, Caroline, Carolina, could you give them a reset form for jury trial on July 24th?
Yes, Judge.
All right, John, is there any outstanding discovery?
No, Your Honor.
All right, well, we will see you all back then.
Thank you.
You're welcome. All right, we are set for jury trial.
Yes, Your Honor. I've already picked a jury and I'm starting a murder case evidence on Monday. I would ask to have it set after more than 10 days after that.
Okay. All right, you're in the 226?
I am.
Okay. I thought you were coming here to talk to me about magnolias at first.
I wish I was.
Yeah, they come, they smell so fragrant, and then they disappear.
They do. They as soon as they get pollinated, they start turning brown.
No.
If you pick them before they get pollinated, that's pretty early in the morning.
Mhm.
Then they'll last for 2 or 3 days.
I'm going to try my hand at peonies, so we'll see how that comes out. They say this is not really the environment for it, but I'm going to try because they're so beautiful.
Well, I figured you were going to be using you need to buy yourself an orchid so you can learn commitment. So
Oh,
when you
John,
brought your orchids in
John, you
today.
had so many commitments. You were in the military, you're married, your commitment is great. You're still married. So you don't need an orchid for a good
Well,
relationship.
You've got, I saw you bringing them in today.
Oh, I have 4 orchids in the back, but surprise, surprise, I've been asked not to touch them. So the person who's taking care of them is Adriana, but we're going to pretend like I did. I'm just here to just.
Any comments at all?
But you know what? The key to being in a good relationship is knowing when you need outside help to make the relationship work. So I'm turning to Adriana to make sure the orchids grow well.
Okay. See, I think the key to relationships is giving.
Oh, yeah.
My sister-in-law, who has been married a number of times,
Mhm.
has now sworn off men unless my wife and I vet the person and tell her she should
See,
associate.
I like that.
She was in a relationship. She was married.
Mhm.
and they were keeping score. Who did what for whom? And
Oh my-
they were asking each other to do things. And
You can't do that. I can tell you that. That's not gonna work.
no,
But when she brings someone for you to vet, you all can invite me and I'll just be the disinterested party so I can see things clearly.
and she's given it up completely. Yeah, I think it happened for Lent, and that's the only one she's ever kept.
But people always meet great people in Lifetime movies.
They seem to.
Oh, yeah. All right. So Norma, he's already in jury trial. Can you give him a date? He says probably 10 days after his jury trial finishes. He's in a murder trial in the 226.
10
So-
days is what we've estimated.
They're estimating 10 days. So if you can do it sometime in a month for a jury trial.
Governor, my client has asked if she can have her GPS monitor taken from house arrest to tracking only. She lives outside of town, in the town that her grandparents live in. She's supposed to go into Alpha House on Friday.
Oh, she can go to Alpha House with GPS. They do it all the time.
But I'm asking for tracking, so she doesn't have quite the inhibiting factor.
No. She's doing well. I want her to continue to do well. So once I get reports from Alpha House, then I'll consider different things. What date, Norma? All right, so we're gonna come back on September 5th. And I'm glad you look very clear. So I'm glad that you started doing things the right way. And how are your children doing?
Great.
That's good. Are you having your visitation with them?
Yes, ma'am.
And how are those visitations going?
Better than ever.
Oh, that's awesome. All right, we'll see you back on that date. Ms. Ferguson will give you a reset form.
Thank
So
you,
we'll
Your
come
Honor.
back on September 5th.
Go ahead and have a seat, and I'll bring.
Say, how long do you expect this trial to last?
It's not, there is a statement, so maybe 3 days,
I would have said that.
not 13 hours.
And are both of these cases on the same date or,
Yes,
It's the same day.
so they're going to be tried together?
yes.
All right, does anybody want to file a motion
To
for the
separate?
cases to be filed together? I mean, to be heard together?
I assume they would be, Your Honor, since they were the same incident, same charge, just two different people.
I can find a motion.
Yes, so there needs to be a motion to conjoin, and if nobody has any objections to combining the cases, then I'll sign off on it.
Okay.
All right,
Good.
so Ms. Ferguson, I need a jury trial date. They say it's gonna take 3 days. All right,
December 4th.
December 4th. And you'll be in impact court. So if you all will file that motion today to conjoin, because otherwise the impact judge not gonna have you all do that unless that order is signed.
Okay.
All right, so we'll see you back on December 4th.
See the cosign.
No, I think it's just.
Good.
A notice.
All right. You're free. December 4th.
All right, and we can also put it on the record that there are no objections. Ready? Court is going to call 2022 CR 3752A and 2022 CR 3726B. State of Texas versus Samantha Richards. Can I have parties announced for the record for the state
Brittany Mitchell for the state.
defense?
John Young.
And are you Ms. Richards?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, Ms. Richards, you're scheduled for trial today, but your attorney is going to be in trial in the 290th. And he's already scheduled to perform jury selection. All right, so your case will not be able to go today. You understand?
Yes, ma'am.
So it's my understanding that both parties anticipate trying both of these cases together. Is that correct?
Yes, Your Honor.
And either the state of defense is gonna file a motion to conjoin the cases?
Yes.
And there's not going to be any objections to conjoining the cases. Is that correct,
Correct, Your Honor.
state?
Yes.
All right, we're going to come back on December 4th. Ms. Ferguson will give you your reset form and you will be excused. Thank you. All right, so state on Samantha Richards. Oh, there you are. All right, do you have an order instead of this?
No.
All right. Could I have 2B pages? Each, yeah, just 2 other B pages. All right, so in this case, the court asked for specific information. Do we have that?
We do. I have Barbara Hood here from Alpha House.
All right, let's do that. All right. All right, everyone, please keep the well as clear as possible. Court is calling 2022 CR 3726B and 2022 CR 3725A, State of Texas versus Samantha Jean Richards. Could I have parties announced for the record for the state?
Anna Ochoa Nelson for the state.
John Young for the defense.
All right, and are you Miss Richards?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, so defense counsel is here asking the court to recall the warrant and reinstate the bond. Is that correct?
Yes, Your Honor. In the alternative, and I know you already told me you're not going to do this, but I'm still going to ask for it. For a PR bond on these 2 cases, even though they are robbery charges, they are set for trial on the 4th of December.
All right, that will be denied. So do you have witnesses with regards to?
Her attendance at Alpha House.
Yes.
I have Barbara Hood here.
All right, if you'll call her.
Miss Hood?
Hello. All right. Can you raise your right hand for me, please? Do you solemnly swear or affirm the testimony you give will be the truth and nothing but the truth, so help you God? All right, you can lower your hand. Make sure you keep your voice up so the court reporter can hear. If you'll state your name for the record.
Barbara Ann Hood.
All right. And off the record, excuse me, everyone who's behind the court reporter, please don't talk behind the court reporter. The deputy will move you to the other end. All right, defense.
Ms. Hood, was Barbara, I'm getting my names mixed up. Samantha Richards, was she in attendance at Alpha House prior to October 10th?
Yes, she was.
And was she successful in her stay at Alpha House?
Yes, she was in our residential treatment facility program.
And were you aware that she had been taken into custody after she left Alpha House?
I was notified by her sober living home.
Okay, because she was supposed to go to the sober living home when she finished Alpha House.
Yes, we had arranged that.
And on the 8th of October, was she still in residence at Alpha House?
Yes, she was.
And were you aware that she had a complaint filed basically with the court that she tampered with her GPS monitor?
Yes, we were notified that it had been tampered with.
Okay. Did you see any evidence of any tampering with the monitor?
I saw the monitor on her ankle. I wasn't aware of any tampering.
All right. No further questions to this witness, Your Honor.
All right, any questions, state?
No, you're.
All right. If she is released back on bond, will she be able to go back to inpatient treatment?
Yes,
All right, and will you all be able to arrange to pick her up from the jail?
yes.
Okay,
Your Honor, I believe she's supposed to go to the sober living facility.
I'm gonna want her in the inpatient facility because this has been a trauma. And usually when traumas happen, people end up going back to using. And of course, once she's placed in inpatient treatment at the Alpha Home, the court will, of course, leave it up to Alpha Home to make the decision when she should go to sober living.
We've made the decision. We're prepared to take her for an additional 30 days if that's what the court requires.
Yes. All right. Any other questions?
No.
All right. Thank you so much for coming in. I really appreciate it.
Thank you.
All right. Anything else?
No further witnesses other than my client, Your Honor. If you have any questions about the alleged tampering, I would encourage you to ask her those questions, or I can.
No, I don't have any questions concerning that.
Did you tamper?
Well, if you have questions, you want to raise your right hand? Do you solemnly swear or affirm the testimony you give will be the truth and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes, ma'am.
All right, you can lower your hand, state your name for the record.
Samantha Richards?
All right, defense.
Did you tamper with the monitor?
No, I did not.
How did you find out that there was some complaint from pretrial services?
On October 8th, I was working in the kitchen and I was taking the trash out. It was a little after 5 o'clock. I had jumped in the dumpster by myself. I took it upon myself. I was trying to be of service. It was overflowing. We had food bank the prior day, so it was overflowing. So I took a rake and I got in there and I started smashing it down. My foot disappeared in there. There's only a logical thing that I could think that set it off. It hadn't went off in a long time. I've had the monitor on for quite some time, and it has went off before. I was at Alpha Home and they were always able to reach me because I had my cell phone. So I've never had a 24-hour number to contact to reach them in times like this. So they were aware I was at Alpha Home because I would not be allowed to be there. And they attempted to contact me by my mom's phone and by my sober living house that I was moving into. And they weren't able to get a hold of me. I did receive a message from the house, and October 8th was a Sunday. It was my birthday. I did receive a message from the office from my mom saying that to call the monitor, and I attempted calling Freddie Williams and I couldn't get through. I left a voicemail. I tried calling my mom back. I got a hold of her the next day. She said her ringer was off. I called 8 o'clock on the dot Monday morning. He said that there had already been a warrant issued for my arrest to call my attorney. So I called Mr. Young and asked, what do I do? He said for me to come in Tuesday morning. I came in here. He was not here yet. I came in here. I didn't know what the procedure was. He notified me that I should have waited for him to get here. But I came in here and you were not in there.
Okay.
And Judge Angelini revoked her bond, increased her bond, and would not reinstate the bond, and had her taken into custody.
All right, so here's my question. Why were they not able to reach you? Where were you? You mentioned it was your birthday. Where were you?
I was there. It was a Sunday. I was there at Alpha Home.
Okay.
Are you allowed to keep your cell phone?
No, we're not allowed to keep our cell phone. And if anybody calls for us, they cannot confirm or deny that we are there because it is privacy. So they couldn't release that information. And my mom, when I spoke to her, she said that the ankle monitor people had called her and said that they didn't know how to get a hold of me. Like they didn't know what prompts to follow. So that's when she had offered to relay the message. And unfortunately her ringer was off and I couldn't get a hold of nobody. I know in times like this, in times like that, if you can't get through, at least leave a voicemail, because if you don't leave a voicemail, there's no evidence that you attempted to do what you had to do.
All right, any other questions?
No other questions.
State, any questions?
So Alpha Home was a place that you were allowed to do that, correct? Yes. Okay. And do pretrial services have your cell phone? Did you give them your number?
Yes, they do, but my phone is kept in a lockbox in the office at the Alpha Home.
Okay. And you said that you were not picked up on this offense. You came into the courthouse. Is that right?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
I came in Tuesday.
And did you attempt on Tuesday to call pretrial services?
I did speak with him on Monday. I spoke with the pretrial officer. He asked me if I got everything straight away. I said my attorney advised me to come in on Tuesday. He switched my location, my address from the Alpha Home to the sober living that I had gotten accepted to, and I had moved in.
So you did end up speaking to somebody from pretrial services on
Monday. No, on Monday.
Okay.
On Monday morning. I called him 8 o'clock on the dot. And we could call him to confirm that he should have a voice. I left him voicemails on Sunday evening.
Okay. So the Monday, would that be October 9th? Does that sound
Yes.
right? So I have a letter here from pretrial services on dated October 9th. And it says, as of this write-in, the defendant's whereabouts are unknown.
I have the same one, and mine says October 8th.
No further questions.
All right, anything else?
No further evidence.
All right, so with regards to bond, State, are you opposed to the defendant having a bond? And defense, if you're asking that the court reinstate the bond, you will have to call the bondsman and see if they want the bond reinstated.
Yes, Your Honor, and I am not sure about that. I know my client has tried to contact them, but I'm not sure what their answer has been to that.
All right, we can,
No, we are not opposed to bonds.
all right, so this is what we'll do. If you'll get in touch with the bondsman, see if the bondsman has any objection to the bond being reinstated. I will reinstate the bond with the same conditions of GPS, and she's to reside at Alpha Home. So if you all want to make that phone call and let me know. Otherwise, if you all want to discuss a bond amount, you can.
But if the original bond is reinstated, that I should be able to just get that out.
All right. I will come make that phone call, Your Honor.
Okay.